Yo, what's good? This is Blackipino Jay with the Unintelligent Graduates, and I'm giving up my day one reaction and review on Microsoft's Flight Simulator, a game that was actually, it launched originally on PC last year, and now the Xbox Series S and X have received a port of that game, which is available in stores, or if you're a Game Pass subscriber, it comes with the service. And in this video, I'd like to actually go through the pros and cons of what I liked and disliked about this game. Overall, so far I have enjoyed my time playing this game. It has been very cathartic. It's very peaceful. It's really tranquil. There's no shooting. There's no obstacles other than buildings, any kind of activities of the sorts other than landing and taking off. It's a pure simulator, like it says in the title. So if you're looking for something like Afterburner, Top Gun, this is not the game for you. I would start with the pros. The big thing and the most obvious thing that you're going to notice is the amount of detail in this game. Microsoft has spared no expense on the amount of details that they put in this game. A lot of the mapping that they use, they've got their data from their Bing Maps and Azure cloud computing platforms. When you're playing the game, you will notice, how I started just playing like the discovery mode, where I could just fly over New York City or San Francisco or Tokyo, and you will see the detail in the buildings from up high. Everything looks immaculate. It looks like you're flying over an actual city, and even when you change your views from the side or a bird's eye view, you can see like pools in people's yards or pools in penthouse apartments. You can even see like AC units on top of skyscrapers and everything of the sort, even trees. If you look down, if you fly a little bit closer to the ground, you can also see traffic, actual live traffic going through the streets of in Manhattan or crossing over the Golden Gate Bridge. And it gives you that sense of immersion. It makes you feel like you're actually flying the jet or the airplane or what have you. And in flying, you can go literally anywhere that you want to go in the skies. There are 2 million cities that you can visit. There are over 37,000 airports that you can take off and land at. And this includes larger airports and hub cities like Atlanta, New York, LA, San Francisco International, Nashville, and it also includes smaller airports. And I've seen smaller airports in the Philippines and Visayas. I've even seen smaller airports in where I stay now in Tennessee, and you can take off and land. The maps are about as accurate as you're going to see currently. I've flown around my hometown in San Diego. I have seen my childhood home there. I've flown to and flew around my schools that I went to. I've even done the same where I'm living at here in Tennessee and seen the same results. The details are there. Another good thing about this is that it is compatible with keyboard, mouse. It's also compatible with flight sticks, which includes Thrustmaster, which that's what I was using myself. A Thrustmaster T-Flight series flight sticks. I also use Honeycomb brand and Turtle Beach flight sticks as well, which are a little bit more realistic for those types of planes. The Thrustmaster is more like a fighter jet type of feel with the stick and the throttle. The other two actually have like the knobs and levers and what have you to make you feel like you're actually piloting a plane. In addition to what I was saying before with the graphics, open world capabilities, this game truly pushes, in my opinion, what a next-gen console can do. But whether it's a PlayStation or an Xbox, this game, from what I've seen so far, has made me really optimistic in what next-gen gaming is going to be in the future, and especially in the coming months. This game has blown my expectations away visually, and the sense of fun and just calm, just playing this game, it's something I didn't expect. Normally, with my flight sticks, I'm playing Elite Dangerous, which is a space flight simulator, but this was totally different, and I welcome that change a lot. The controls are very easy to use. They have multiple modes, which is fully assisted to like meet you in the middle to true flight simulator. If you're up for the challenge, I would like to just kind of go as easy as I can, just so I can just enjoy just the sense of flying, which is just perfectly fine by me. But if you want to up that challenge, the options are there for you. Now, the things that I did, well, another thing that I did like about it was that the weather system is dynamic, and that I believe there is an actual day and night cycle in this game. I did a flight in Tokyo, where I just kind of cruised around Tokyo to the different areas, and then I even flew all the way to Mount Fuji. And the flight started off, it was about dusk, and by the time I made it to Mount Fuji, it was daytime, and the sun was out and what have you. So I believe there is a day and night cycle. I don't know if you can fly a full 24 hours in a day, which you do have fuel, so I doubt that you can just fly from day to night. But the sense that there is a day and night cycle is there. When I flew around New York, I did see that there was across the river to go to New Jersey, it was raining out there, which was kind of odd. But I flew into the rain clouds, and I saw the rain actually hitting the windshield and trickling up the windshield because I was traveling in that direction. So the details are there. Now to the cons. Now, although there are a lot of details in this game, the details will degrade, and you'll get a loss of detail the lower that you fly to the ground. For example, my first flight was in New York, and I was enamored by how all the skyscrapers looked. Central Park looked awesome from above. But once I started flying down, I started seeing a bit of the flaws. And this is no slight to the game itself, because the game is meant for you to be in the air. But me, I just wanted to just test to see how far does the details go. Now, if you look at Google Maps or an Apple Maps, and they have the 3D mode, if you zoom in far enough and you look at the houses, they'll kind of look like the textures are real bad and blocky, almost like you're looking at Nintendo 64. The same will apply to this game. So if you go practically to street level, like you will see where there are bridges, the textures just kind of wrap over the bridge, and you can't really fly under like smaller bridges. Now you can fly under like the Golden Gate Bridge, the George Washington Bridge, the Brooklyn Bridge. That's no problem. Even in Tokyo's Rainbow Bridge, you can fly underneath the big ones. But smaller bridges, like overpasses, like for highway underpasses and what have you, you're not going to be able to do that. It's a literal wall that's blocking that, and it's textured over, and you can't see through it. Another thing that I did notice on here was with detail, like the cars. I've flown around New York City, San Diego, even Nashville, and there was little to no traffic in the game. Not a major turn off on that, but just I know for sure those areas are high to have high traffic, and just seeing like one or two cars kind of drive through felt a little odd. But as I got closer to the ground, I noticed that cul-de-sacs, if a car is driving in a cul-de-sac, it will hit the end of the cul-de-sac and then ricochet off and bounce in the opposite direction to go back the opposite direction. I've seen cars just drive into the water, but that again, it doesn't take away from the game, because you're supposed to play it up high in the sky. You're not supposed to be flying on the ground. You can land anywhere, that is true, but once you land on the ground, the level of detail is greatly diminished. Another thing too is that the controls are a bit clunky. Even when I was using my flight sticks, I'm not sure, maybe I need to adjust my flight stick tension, but it felt a little hard to steer at times. And when the plane would level off, it was kind of drifting more to the left. I don't know if that's just a setting on mine. I haven't really got to use my flight sticks as much as I wanted to, but that's one thing I did notice. You can't look from your left window, your right window. You can do your bird's eye view with specialized buttons on flight sticks, which would on a controller would be your right stick, and with your right stick on your Xbox controller, that's what you would use to kind of get those dynamic angles that you would want to use, like I've used in this video, for example. Another thing that I did notice in the game is that the game crashes. No pun intended. I've crashed a lot of times in this game trying to pull off stunts in airplanes that aren't capable of doing those, just to see what I can do. And when I crash, sometimes the game would actually crash. I'm not sure if this is something caused on my end, but I was able to duplicate it multiple times. I've even crashed in Mount Fuji and the game crashed. And it's not a big deal for me because I'm just trying to get my first experience on this game. And the crashes were far and in between. It only crashed on me 3 times at the making of this video. It's crashed in my test flight in New York. It's crashed in my test flight to Tokyo, Mount Fuji area. And it crashed in San Francisco. And another thing that I feel like is the game is lacking for me. I like to sightsee. It's awesome to fly, take control of the aircraft and control it. But I would actually like a mode where I can just kind of be a tourist and kind of just sit back, like I'm in an Uber, and just look at the sights. Like they have landmarks that you can fly by, and you can actually lock on to them and look at it that way. But I wish that there was a way that I can just keep myself like in a sightseeing mode or a tourist mode. I wish that capability was there. Maybe they might add it in a future update, but I feel like that's something for the casual flight simulator player like myself. I wish they would have added a feature like that for us. And with all these cons, it does not take away from the game experience. I still enjoy the game. I really like the immersion, especially since I had the opportunity to use a flight stick on this game, and I actually feel like I'm going to continue to play this. There are DLC add-ons like extra planes, different locations, like Miami, for example, and I actually can see myself playing this game as a hobby, just to kind of kick back and just relax and just enjoy the sights. So I can see myself continually playing this, and I would even go as far as saying that I would even purchase this game. If you are an Xbox Game Pass subscriber, I'd highly recommend that you try this game out if you're into simulations. Again, this is not like an arcadey Crimson Skies fighter jet game, but it's not like a guns blazing aircraft dogfighting game. This is not it. There is a Top Gun DLC coming in November when the Maverick movie comes out, and that will be free for everybody. But yeah, this if you have Game Pass, it's well worth the try. And I would say even if you if you don't have Game Pass, I would even say it's even worth the buy. Again, if you are into simulators. So that's how I feel about it. Be sure to like, share, subscribe with our videos. Be sure to check out our last video that we did with Scribs and Sir Essers when we were talking about Masters of the Universe Revelations, and also check out our first reaction video, which was the Space Jam A New Legacy. This is Blackipino Jay. Salamat for taking a look at this video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.